Hey girlfriends, welcome back to my channel. It's Jazz and I'm back with another quick video for you on this bouncy flexi rod set that I did on blown out hair. Anytime that you're blow drying or flat ironing your hair, it's always important to protect your curls. So Uncle Funky's daughter has us covered with their new maximum thermal protection line. Infused with silk, bamboo, and quinoa, this collection will definitely have you covered to prevent any heat damage. So whenever I wash my hair, I like to rinse for about 2 minutes thoroughly, just before, breaking down any product buildup before I get into shampooing. I'm going to be shampooing with the purifying cleanser. This is going to really make sure you don't have any unnecessary product buildup. It's going to clean your hair, and it's also going to implement that protection that you need to protect against the heat with the bamboo and the quinoa. I really like that even though this is a clarifying shampoo, it really gave a nice rich lather on the first wash. Now I like to do this twice, especially if I'm going to be looking for a nice light fluffy hairstyle. I want to make sure that I get rid of any unnecessary product buildup. So once I really work in my roots, I kind of let the suds rinse down the length of my hair. I really don't like to aggressively wash my ends of my hair. That is the weakest and oldest part of my hair, and me being a colored natural, I try to just not do that. So next up is my favorite part, the deep conditioner. This is where you're gonna replenish that moisture back into your hair and prevent breakage, basically setting yourself up for success for any blowout or flat iron that you're gonna do. I like to detangle during my conditioning step. Not only does it assure that my strands are fully saturated with the product, but it also just makes my wash day a lot easier versus detangling during my shampoo process. I love the great slip that this conditioner provided, and it also kind of reminds me of the other deep conditioner that I love by Uncle Funky's daughter. A little goes a long way, which also helps you keep your product for a lot longer. And as you can see, like, my hair, it just looks good with the conditioner on it. So it's like, if your hair looks dry with the conditioner, you might want to try again. Like with any conditioner, you can leave this on for 5 minutes, or you can apply heat like I did for 30 minutes and then rinse out. I will say, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, my hair immediately felt really good. Like, this is why I love deep conditioning, especially if you've missed a couple weeks and then you finally get that deep moisture. Your hair is gonna thank you for it, and you'll start to see that moisture shine through once your hair is fully dried and styled. Now, I am brushing my hair when I rinse, just because I like to make sure all the conditioner is out, because you want that nice fluffy style and you don't want any conditioner remaining. So next up is the primer, which is our silk infused heat protectant. This is going to be our first step for protection before we blow dry our hair. So I'm going to fully coat my hair with this, brush that all through like I do everything, because we don't want any strands left behind. And then I will split this into 4 sections, and then we will get into the blow drying step. So with any blow drying or any flat iron, the most important part, I feel like, of our hair is our ends. So I am going to follow up behind the heat protectant with the split end serum, which is formulated to strengthen, seal, and smooth your ends with a weightless formulation of silk, bamboo, quinoa, and honey. So this is what you really want, because you don't want frizzy looking ends on any style blowout or straightening. So I'm going to be using the lowest settings on my blow dryer, and I want to make sure that the sections are pulled very tight, and then I just go over each section back and forth. It is a longer process, but I started doing this a while ago just to ensure that I'm having the least amount of breakage, especially when my roots have grown out the way they are. The line that separates the new growth and the colored hair, there is a higher chance of breakage at that point, just as you would if you were transitioning. So it's kind of the same thing. So I try to make sure that I'm doing everything the safest way possible, especially when I'm doing a blowout. So like every 5 minutes, I'll stop and comb through, and then I'll go back to it, and I'll repeat this process until the entire section is dry. Like I said, this is a little longer, but it's the better way to go to not have any breakage. And being that I'm only doing a flexi rod set, I just want to make sure I have the best stretch I can get, and I don't need it to be super flat to where I'm flat ironing it. I will leave that to next week when I get my hair flat ironed. So we'll see how that blow drying process goes. But once you're fully dry, I'm just going to twist this up and put it back into the section and do the remainder of my hair. And you'll see when I twist, like, you'll see that shine, and that's just from shampooing and conditioning. Like, that's how you know you've really done a good job, when your blowout has shine to it already without even applying any product. And just for the sake of seeing my hair blown out and seeing what my stretch is looking like, that's the only reason I took these knots out, because I am going to put my hair back into sections once I start to set my hair on Flexi rods. So this part you can definitely skip past. I just wanted to see, you know, how much length we had achieved, how much more stretch for comparison purposes. And I'm just going to put that back into 4 sections and get to setting my hair. For styling, it's no surprise I'm going to be using my favorite combo, Good Hair and Curly Magic. I'll use just a little bit on my fingertips, and I'll be applying that to each section. Being that my hair is dry, I don't want the stylers to dry fully before getting to those sections. So with all my Flexi rod sets, I use the same wrapping method, and normally on the back of my neck, I like to fold the Flexi rod up for better sleeping purposes, because these are no joke to sleep in. So you got to do what you got to do. So I'm just going to be showing you the same wrapping method. Try to make sure you are focusing on the ends of your hair, being that they're going to be dry. So if you need to add just a little bit more product to make sure that they stay smooth, because what you don't want is a smooth curl and a frizzy end. And it's going to appear frizzy because you blew out your hair, and doesn't necessarily mean that your hair is dry and frizzy. It's just that you're styling on dry hair. So don't forget about those ends. So I let these air dry overnight, but I feel like if you had somewhere to go the same day, being that you're styling on dry hair, if you sat underneath the dryer for like an hour, I think you'd be fine. But as long as it's fully dry, you should be okay. Now look at the shine levels that I'm getting on this blowout, okay? This line, this collection is all about putting that moisture back in and protecting your hair to not be left with a stiff, dry set. So one thing about blowouts, I love to just tug on each section slightly to give it just a little bit more stretch and give it that nice fluffy look. So you'll see I'll do that throughout this entire separation. I'm going to be left with a lot of body, still left with that shine, and I have a lot of volume on day one hair. And as always with any style at this point, this is kind of where you make it your own. But I like to leave a little bit of definition. I really don't like to fluff out completely to the max, because I want this to last throughout the week. So yes, this is definitely going to be added into the rotation. And that clarifying shampoo, I'll just use that even if I'm not flat iron or blow drying my hair, because it really left my hair really clean, but my hair isn't dry. So that's always a plus when you're using a clarifying shampoo, because you really don't want that product buildup, but you don't want the drying out. Head over to unclefunkysdaughter.com to get your hands on this entire collection. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Have you used this collection already? How are you loving it for this fall season? And as always, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.